BBC thing? The BBC thing is crazy. The head of BBC had to resign because they took a film of Trump from January 6th, the speech that he gave, and they edited it so something that he said 52 minutes later,
whoa,
they put right after one he said something to make it look like he was trying to get people to go attack people and fight at the Capitol.
Wow.
And it's not
they
what
do
he
that
said.
to you all the time.
But this one's,
That's crazy.
one's nuts. This not only is this one nuts, but this one is for a literal president of the greatest country the world's ever known.
Right.
He's the president, and you're
United States.
lying about what he said publicly, which is on the internet, which anybody can see.
Right.
Like, it is the clearest indication of how that woke shit was rotting people's brains. And is still. It is
Right.
still, but just less. You know what I mean? It was like
still
it was
doing
on
it.
the march then, and they all felt like they had to go along with it. And so, and by any means necessary, we must make sure that, so they decided to paint a different version of what he said. And they're fucked now. They're fucked.
BBC?
60 Minutes did it with the Kamala Harris interview, but they did it the other way. They made it look like she had a good answer. Which is it's so crazy. Like, you guys are supposed to be the news.
Right.
You're not supposed to be the propaganda arm of whatever party you support. This is nuts. This is fucking nuts. And
Yeah.
BBC is always like the one you quote when you want to seem smart. I was watching this thing on the BBC. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, you watch the BBC? You must be fucking smart. You see the BBC thing?
Okay, now that's the first video. I want to get into the next one, man, because this is getting intense, man. What's happening right now is what's coming out is Donald Trump basically news has come out that the BBC has basically doctored some videos back in the day when Donald Trump was running for re-election. And basically what they did is they made it seem like Donald Trump said attack the White House, or you know what I mean, or attack the the courts, and everybody go up there and protest, and that's where the insurrection and stuff happened on January 6th, right? Whole time, and it's kind of weird to me that we didn't know this fucking 4 years ago. Why didn't we know this? Basically, they documented the video to make it seem that Donald Trump said attack the White House and fight for hell. Whole time he said that in the video later. That makes everybody seem as if this man was telling his Republicans to go attack the White House. And that could be misinterpreted also, because if, say, for instance, the Republicans listen to this stuff, right, they think Donald Trump said attack the White House, go attack it. You know what I'm saying? Even though they shouldn't be doing that. But that rhetoric, it kind of insinuate why that even happened, right? Whole time he never said that. So now, which is so weird, I don't know, 4 or 5 years later, it comes out that they were documenting videos to make it seem that way, as if he was saying something maliciously. And that's like defamation. That's like, let's switch up the words to make it seem like this candidate isn't good, and it's the reason why he should not be president, because of the fact of him doing that. And that led, let's just also add, that led to his not impeachment, but impeachment, which was overturned, of course. But the fact is, they ran on this video of him telling people to attack like hell. So let's go from here. We're gonna watch this next video. To show you the proof of what actually happened. And I want y'all to know in detail. We got the original clip and the BBC documented clip. Let's play it.
We're gonna walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you. And we fight. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore. We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we fight.
What?
We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
Never. Wait, I gotta replay this, man. Y'all gotta watch this again, man. So you telling me they took damn near an hour out of the video in the middle and combined the speech together to make it seem like we're going to fight like hell or we're not going to have a country to have anymore. Fight to the death. And this is the British Broadcasting Company, I believe it's called. So they're not even American, but that's what I hate about these other countries. They have this agenda, and there's ones that are on the right side too, on the Republican side that are pro-Republican. But y'all not even if y'all making content off of us. You know what I'm saying? Your country. And there's one that I like so much. It's called like Sky, Australia. I like them, but like I said, if they're from Australia, you're feeding that news to your country to make it seem like we're bad or good in some other way. This the BBC. You're supposed to be trustworthy. You literally took an hour between a video and you squished it together to make it seem like this guy is telling people to like insurrection. Now, you know what's so funny and what makes people so gullible in life? I've argued with people about Donald Trump, and this is the reason why they said they didn't like him. Because he told people to riot and take control of the White House if he don't get his way. That's exactly why people didn't like him, or a lot of people, not everybody. You know what I'm saying? But the whole time that happened is because the media that we trust so much doctored up the videos to make it seem as if this guy was a horrible individual. And it seems like now Donald Trump is asking... He's about to sue them. He's about to sue them for $1 billion, bro. And he won his last lawsuit for that same reason. Basically, spilling false narrative. Now, this is different. This is a whole, you screwed an election. You caused me to be impeached because of these documentations. And all the news channels ran with it. Now, should we penalize all the other news channels that followed that? Maybe. But let's penalize the initial news channel that made it. And that's the BBC. Let's play this one more time for y'all to understand what's the severity of this situation. Because you understand this man got impeached for these type of videos. But you telling me nobody verified this? And this is the whole reason why Donald Trump was saying fake media. But everybody's like, this man's lying. But it don't seem like he was. Let's play this again.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you, and we fight. We fight like hell, and if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore. We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women.
This is crazy.
And we fight. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
No. We can't have that. We can't have that. And I say this to say this just caused the head honchos to quit or resign. Get fired or resign. Yes, they got fired or they resigned because of this. Because they understand that they wrong. They understand that they wrong, man. For real. Because you can't do this. Let's play the next vid.
U.S. President Donald Trump has threatened legal action over the editing of his speech in a 2024 documentary.
The apologising is for
The report came after the British Public Broadcaster's chair, Samir Shah, apologised for what he called an error of judgment in the incident.
Yeah.
Criticisms have been mounting after a leaked internal report raised concerns about its news coverage, including its handling of the Trump speech, the Israel-Hamas war, and transgender issues. That pushed Director General Tim Davie and News CEO Deborah Turnus to resign on Sunday.
I stepped down over the weekend because the buck stops with me. But I'd like to make one thing very clear. BBC News is not institutionally biased.
The documentary by the BBC's flagship Panorama programme was broadcast a week before the November 2024 US presidential election.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol.
It spliced together two separate parts from one of Trump's speeches on January 6, 2021, creating the impression that he was directly inciting the Capitol riot, which was carried out by his supporters later that day. Trump's lawyers said the BBC must retract the Panorama documentary by November 14 or face a lawsuit for no less than $1 billion, according to a letter sent on Sunday. In an apology letter to British lawmakers, Shah, the BBC chair, said it accepted that the way the speech was edited was misleading.
The impression it left on the British audience, as opposed to the intention of the programme, which was to give the the British audience some understanding of how President Trump's supporters were reading it. Now, that's quite a complicated set of thoughts, and we need to get that right.
Shah said there were cases of individual error and issues that pointed to underlying problems, but dismissed charges of systemic bias. He also rejected suggestions the BBC had tried to bury any of the allegations or failed to tackle any problems. A spokesperson for Prime Minister Keir Starmer said the BBC has the government's support, saying the top-level resignations show that the broadcaster had taken responsibility for mistakes made.
You see, I'll say this. If Trump wasn't in office right now, if he wasn't the president of the United States, they wouldn't have done nothing. They would have had the power of Biden or Kamala Harris behind them, and they would have just kept pushing that narrative. They would have released their documentaries, defamating names, lying about the truth that we all were there to witness. But you got to understand, the people that weren't there, you can scope a broad spectrum of people when a lot of people don't understand that the information they're getting is incorrect. And that's why I don't argue with too many people, because most of the information people are getting is incorrect data. And then they fight for it. It's like fighting for something that you don't understand that is the truth of, right? This is the same concept. Now they're saying they're taking responsibility. You release this with intention to coerce the Democratic Party and the Republican Party voters, which means you're trying to coerce, or how do you say it? You basically convince the voters of the United States to vote a certain way, and you're not even the United States. Look, this is insane because you trust media, right? And I tell people, don't trust media completely. Don't do it. It's really, it'll be your downfall. Don't trust the media 100% because everything has an agenda. Everyone lies. Compare sources. I know a lot of people that hate Donald Trump because of the insurrection. Literally. That was the only reason they hate him. That's the only reason they voted against him. That's the only reason they tried to fight against him and spread bad rhetoric as well, because you have bigger companies spreading bad rhetoric. I literally sit back and I listen to multiple liberal medias, and I'm like, wow, like the way y'all word this stuff, the tongue is powerful. Y'all can convince people to do very harsh crimes to people the way y'all word these things. Hence why he had 2 suicide attempts on his life, if not 3. You know what I mean? So these people, they need to be penalized somehow. It's not enough for the officials to be fired, because they'll just go somewhere else and get hired again. Who cares that you don't have a paycheck anymore? We need you to have criminal charges or monetary charges where you must pay. You got to pay. That's the least of your concerns. You must pay because you caused a man this emotional stress, monetarily stress, because he has to pay for lawyers. He has to defend his freedom. He has to defend the loyalty and the ideology of his brand, the Trump brand, to everyone else that voted against him, and then still come out on top as the victor. Then they say, oh, Trump is going after his opponent. He's going after the people that went against him. Look, he's just deep diving. He's not doing anything that is not legal. Everything he's doing is legal. So if you find something, that's because you did something. That's that simple. If you didn't do nothing, you don't have nothing to worry about, now do you? It's that simple. It's your boy AngeloSavage. Tell me what y'all think about this in the comments section. This is very interesting, dude. And it's surprising that they dropped this information. It's kind of random, and we should have known about this a very long time ago. There's no way you should be documenting documents to make the president of the United States look bad. And anyway, even if that documentary was currently released, he is our president. You should not be doing that, bro. And you need to not apology and firing is not enough. We need monetary. We need that money. It's your boy AngeloSavage. Tell me what you think about this in the comment section. Savage, let's subscribe. Let's go.